Hello there! Today we are taking a look at Korneff Audio's brand new SiTRAL Klangfilter 295. This plugin is based on a rare and very special piece of German broadcast history. It combines 3 different vintage EQ designs from the 1960s into one plugin, each with its own character and workflow. I'm really curious how this thing sounds, so let's dive in and try it out. Let's begin with the drum bass. I'll start very gently and build up from here. Let's start taming the highs a bit. And I will also set a boost at 50 Hz at the low frequency band. Give it a bit more punch. Let's also set a high pass filter. I will keep it low at around 20 Hz. The 295 only allows boosting in the midband. Lower gain values result in a wider curve, while higher values make it narrow. I will boost around 3.5 kHz to bring out more attack in the kick and snare. Let's also take a quick look at the advanced features by clicking on the Korneff logo. Here we can adjust the inductance of the transformers, which basically changes the color of the harmonic content. Let's also take a quick look at the integrated analyzer. You can clearly see that this mid-range boost results in a wide and gentle curve. Before we continue, I think it's worth talking about where this EQ comes from. The original hardware was designed by Siemens in the early 1960s. This wasn't studio gear in the modern sense. It was built for radio and television, where reliability, low noise and clarity were absolutely crucial. These units were massively overbuilt. They were insanely expensive at the time, and the sound of this gear ended up shaping an entire era of German music. Early electronic and experimental bands were chasing the clarity and tone of these consoles and modules. Even British manufacturers like Neve and EMI were heavily influenced by what Siemens was doing back then. Let's check it out on the guitar. I will use the W295B EQ model here. Set the low pass at 8 kHz and the high pass filter at 80 Hz. Let's adjust the high frequency gain to make the guitar a bit brighter. I will set a slight cut at 1.5K to smooth things out. Switch the low frequency to 100 Hz and slightly reduce the gain. By using the range control, we can scale all adjustments we've made so far. That's a great way to fine-tune the overall intensity of the EQ. Let's set the resistor to 5%. This introduces a small deviation between the left and the right channel, which makes the sound feel more analog and less static. Let's also adjust the inductance to shape the tone and harmonic character of the guitar. With the headroom control, we can define how much of the signal is driven through the transformers. Lowering the headroom is basically softening the harmonics, so that it sounds warmer and more musical. Now that we've heard it, let's talk about why it works so well. What makes this plugin special is that it doesn't just copy frequency curves. It models how the entire circuit reacts when you change a single control, just like real analog hardware does. That's the reason why it feels so alive. This EQ doesn't just shape frequencies, it breathes, it saturates, and it reacts dynamically to the signal. Let's try out one more thing on the drum bass. I will set oversampling to 2 times. Unlink the channels. and switch the mode to mid-side. Now let's increase the side signal gain at the high frequency band. And decrease the low gain here. This adds a bit more whiz and openness to the drums. You can see these changes reflected in the analyzer as well. This is how the revised advanced features look like. We can adjust the color, the saturation, and the drive for the input and output transformer. And we have another window for the amplifier. Here we can switch to HQ, we can adjust the voltage, the bias, the character, and the tolerance. Korneff Audio SiTRAL Klangfilter 295 is a really impressive EQ. It truly feels like vintage hardware, not just in tone, but in how it responds and saturates. You can keep it clean and classy, or drive it into a beautiful, nasty character, and it never falls apart. If you are into analog-style EQs with real personality and history behind them, you should definitely give it a try. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more mixing and mastering content. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one.